If this is your year to hack your happiness code, I got you. In this video, I'm going to reveal to you exactly what happiness is, what it is not, why you struggle with it, and how you can simply allow it in. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Shubhali. I'm an inner work guide. I live at the nexus of coaching, therapeutic modalities, and spirituality. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified every time I post a new video on how to build inner clarity, resolve emotional turmoil, and heal core wounds to continually learn, heal, grow, and evolve in life. I've always been that person who's like, the glass is neither half full nor half empty. The glass just has the water that it has. People like me are called optimistic realists. You can Google it later. Apparently, they say that hugely successful people are optimistic realists. Side note though, I'm not really sure how many of us are hugely successful in the way that success is portrayed in today's day and age. But I'm willing to place a bet that most of us, most optimistic realists, have probably figured out the happiness code. So good news for you, being an optimistic realist, I kind of have figured out the happiness code, at least my happiness code, and having coached and guided several others over the last decade, I can say with a high percentage of certainty that everything, and I mean every single thing, is a skill that can be broken down, learned, practiced, and honed, including happiness. So let's get into it, shall we? First and foremost, what is happiness? Now, to understand what is happiness, we first need to understand what is not happiness. The reason we need to understand what is not happiness and what is happiness is so that we can answer our third question, which is, why do we struggle to be happy? Once we answer the third question, then we can start looking at, if this is why we struggle, then maybe this could be a potential code. With me? All right. So, people usually think or equate happiness with momentary pleasure. Momentary pleasure is, as the name suggests, momentary and temporary. It is easy to induce momentary pleasure, as in when you eat your favorite food, you feel a lot of pleasure. And it is also equally easy to lose momentary pleasure, as when you don't get to eat your food, you feel unpleasant, you don't like it. Yeah, so your pleasure is momentary pleasure is easily lost. This momentary pleasure that's confused with happiness is not happiness. So then your next question should be, then what is happiness? I'm going to be straight with you. The real kind of happiness is really difficult to describe in words because it's a very, very deeply felt experience. It's this sense of deep, eternal joy that just is. It does not have conditions like, if I get this, if I eat this, if I watch this, if I have this, if I achieve this. Nah. No conditions attached. It just is. It's this sweet, ongoing sense of no matter what, there's as if this ever-flowing sense of contentment, joy, ease, calm, gratitude, all of it kind of together. Like I said, it's hard to put in exact words. Like, how would you explain to somebody what you feel when someone tickles you? You can say the actions, you can tell them the action and the reaction, but exactly how does it feel in the body when someone tickles? Even that you may be able to put some words, but you'll never really be able to explain what it is. The best that you can do is give a metaphor. And so my favorite metaphor for happiness, the real kind, is this ever eternally flowing, calm, peaceful, playful river that brings everything around it alive. If at this moment you're feeling like, okay, these are just words, this is woo-woo, okay, some people have it, For your information, This eternal, ever-flowing, playful, calm, peaceful river is accessible to every single person, just that most have lost their way to the river. Do you know why? Why so many people have lost their way to the river? Why so many people struggle with happiness? That's why we first answered the two questions. The reason why people have lost their way to happiness is because most people, for most of their lives, keep thinking momentary pleasure is happiness. And so their entire lives, they're chasing momentary pleasure and then wondering why they can't be happy. Do you find yourself struggling with happiness? What works for you when you're struggling with it? What maybe doesn't work? Pause this video for a moment. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What works for you? What doesn't work for you? So that I can continue to create content that truly serves and supports you. All right. So, how do you be happy? The true, real kind happy. What is this happiness code that I said I have figured out? All right. Ready for the big reveal? The happiness code, the happiness formula. Here it is. 3, 2, 1, go. You're probably like, what? And if you've seen enough of my videos, you probably know that I'm not going to leave you here. Is it a math formula? Yes. And not really, of course, but let's see. Okay, so let's break this down. O multiplied by, big bracket opens, small bracket opens, C plus P, small bracket closes, minus, small bracket opens, J plus I, small bracket closes, big bracket closes. I promise you, I'm not great at math. I'm just about average. But I do find that at times, making things like creating things into concise pieces sort of helps the mind with clarity and with feeling like, oh, okay, it's not that big a deal. Okay, so here's the formula. We're going to now open it up, break it down through the key. Now listen in carefully from a space of openness. We'll come to the outside the bracket later, okay, within the bracket. Nourish and cultivate curiosity, expansiveness, playfulness. Let go of judgment and impatience. How do you do that? By developing your skill of observation. Develop the skill to observe the moments that you're able to be curious, you're able to be expansive, you're able to be playful, and then grow those moments. Similarly, observe the moments when you're being judgmental, when you're being impatient. Do not be judgmental and impatient with these judgmental and impatient moments, right? Because, and that kind of becomes the chicken and egg situation. We start becoming judgmental towards our judgment, impatient towards our impatience. And what are we doing? We're basically throwing more, like putting more wood in the fire, right? And so observe, thus the skill of observation, which is why it is outside the big bracket, because you observe everything. You observe everything, then you allow the things that you want to further continue to grow, and the things that you don't want, just observe, shift into the things you want. Observe things you don't want, shift into the things you do want. Don't ignore it, don't ridicule it, don't chastise it, don't be judgmental and impatient with it. As you keep going back to the things you want to cultivate, curiosity, expansiveness, playfulness, automatically the judgment and the impatience will start to dissolve. As this dissolves, as this grows, as you continue to observe, you'll realize slowly all of this is blossoming on its own. Love, compassion, unconditionality, clarity, wisdom, groundedness. You don't have to work to get these. You work on these, and all of this emerges on its own. As these qualities emerge in you, the unconditional love, compassion, clarity, wisdom, groundedness, you start seeing, you're stepping into that deep sense of your inner confidence. And as you step into this deep inner confidence, this deep inner confidence begins to take you, guide you, your eternal river of that real kind of happiness. Remember, Just like everything and anything else, all of these pieces are skills. And skills need to be practiced, to be honed, to get better at them. So be patient with yourself, be wisely patient with yourself, and continue your practice. If you've been struggling with unhelpful, unhealthy, emotional and relational patterns for a while now, despite having tried to figure it out, I'd love to see if I can support you. Book your inner work strategy call with me. The link is down below. And let's explore together how we can move you out of the unresolved stuckness. Also, if you haven't already, check out this video next on the 6 habits that I know changed my life and have the potential to change yours as well. You'll find the link in the description below. As always, come back next week for a new video on how to build inner clarity, resolve emotional turmoil, heal core wounds to continually learn, heal, grow, evolve in life. Until then, much love to you. Mwah!